Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Heal Your Life Talk radio show. It has been a moment. And I'm Victoria Johnson. I'm the host of this show. And I wanted to just take some time and catch you up on what's been going on behind the scenes and let you know what's coming in the future. And it occurred to me that maybe this would be a good time for us to connect and get to know each other a little bit better. So, one of my lovely colleagues, Amy Garcia Baker, has agreed to do the probing, to ask the questions, and to help us just understand what this hiatus was all about and why we're back and what's next in the queue. So, lovely, Amy. Take it away. I'm your guest.
Amazing. Victoria, it's so good to have you back on your own show. Um, I'm just wondering, what can you tell us about when you first launched your Heal Your Life podcast and the talk show radio? And what was your original intention behind the podcast?
Oh my goodness. So that was many years ago that started. And like so many great things that start, I started not having a clue what I was doing. And I think that that's a great way to start with things because you start, right? And you learn as you go. And we let things get big, bad, and scary when they don't need to be, when we can just go. And so my original intention was to be able to interview people who have been impacted by the Heal Your Life work and other Heal Your Life teachers and coaches, and just provide this platform for goodness and for hope and inspiration and a place where people can come to and know that it's always going to be a safe space. And so that was the original intent and how it queued up. And it's changed in format here and there. And I worked with a producer for a while, then I didn't. Things were very professional for a while. Now they're very casual. So, if dogs bark or I cough or say 15 times, that gets included. And it's just a living, breathing talk radio show. And I love it for that.
Oh, that's so great. And I know I've listened to many of your podcasts and they've all been so helpful. So, and for
Uh,
the, yeah, for the listeners just joining us who haven't been on, listened to any of the shows, can you share a bit about your journey with the Heal Your Life work and what led you to become a trainer and teacher of this method?
oh my goodness. Well, get a copy. This could take a while. Just kidding. I'll keep it short. For those of you who are just joining us, we try to keep our episodes right around that 20-minute mark. So this work has been in my life for many decades. And then in 2012, I decided to become a Heal Your Life workshop teacher and coach. So I went to two different trainings for that and started right away with workshops and coaching clients and so on. And I think that whole dive in approach that I had for the podcast was also the dive in approach I had for my Heal Your Life work. And I was very blessed to be asked to come and help train people in our US location in San Diego, and did that a couple of times and was offered to be the trainer in Canada, which uh, was a huge surprise, gift, and blessing. And the training, the Heal Your Life training program, of course, has evolved over the years. It's been almost a decade now that I've been doing this, which is crazy to my mind. But it's just the enthusiasm never ends because there's always so much evolving and growing. And my mission with this podcast and with my Heal Your Life training is always to be able to deliver, to over deliver what it is that people need at that time in their life.
And I know you do that so well. So thank you for everything you do.
Thank
Um,
you.
yes. And so this podcast has been on hiatus for a little bit. So what prompted the break? Was it personal, professional, both?
I think it was both. So I was finding that I was spinning my wheels a little bit, maybe going down some paths that I wasn't wanting to go professionally in terms of, uh, well, really to make it simple, I think I had lost the vision a little bit. I had a lot of things going on professionally. And so I thought, you know what, it's okay to take a break. we hold ourselves to these standards that we never hold anyone else to. And other podcast hosts take a break. And so I thought, well, I'll just take a 3-month break. And for any of you who have scrolled through and seen, it's actually been over a year, a bit over a year. But now I am back and on fire and excited. I've got lots of guests lined up that I think people will be excited about. And I think, personal reasons that we need to recognize when we need a break. Because when we're not taking breaks and things, when we are not even just a vacation at your regular job, you're not giving yourself the opportunity to come back with fresh eyes and ears and ideas.
Well, we're so happy you're back.
Me too.
And what did you learn from this time away, from your work, your life?
Oh, well, I learned it's okay to take a break.
Mm.
I I think I really focused in on the message. And the message being hope, inspiration, a place of no judgment, a place of honoring each other's stories even more than before. And how I am thinking about that in my mind, if you could hear the little squirrels running around in my brain right now, um, they would say that sometimes, even when we are on the best intentions, we can go down little rabbit holes. So, maybe it's political, maybe it is regarding family or whatever it might be. And I think I just really am excited about this time to have cleaned up the message and be super, super, super focused on um, loving ourselves, on having the transformation in our lives that we want, and being able to be in this beautiful, like-minded community that supports the same.
I love that. And it sounds like so much in your world is evolving, and you have a lot of upcoming events. These shifts in your life are happening. What are you most excited about right now?
Well, I know the answer right away. What I am most excited about right away is the October 2025 Heal Your Life training event, because we are revamping the coaching part of that program. So it's the Heal Your Life program, just like the Heal Your Life Talk radio show. And just the changes that we've made. I don't want to go into it too much on this podcast because that's not what people are here to listen about, but I am most excited about that. And I think uh, one of the things that I'm most excited about is honoring my willingness to change, because it's so easy to get stuck in this is how we do it, this is how we've always done it, tick off the boxes, and we're done. And this is just such a fresh new approach, just like the fresh new approach to the podcast. So super excited.
Yeah, and I'm so curious with these revamps, what inspired these changes?
Oh my goodness. So you know how we make plans and then creator of the universe, God says, oh, that's funny. And that's basically what happened. So I was polling with you, Amy. For those of you who don't know, Amy and I work together. And we were polling existing Heal Your Life workshop teachers and coaches and saying, what do you want more of? And what do you need? And they wanted more coaching experience to feel like more confident coaches. And so Amy and I, yourself and I, we started planning this retreat. And partway through the planning, realized that it's actually not a retreat, it's actually a coach training. And so that is how that evolved. And I absolutely was taking this October off and not doing an event this October. But like I said, the universe had different ideas, and here we are. And because it is so divinely guided, I know that everything coming in after this hiatus is just going to be bigger and better than I would have ever dreamed. And just to
Yeah.
clarify, it's not because of me, it's because of following that divine inspiration.
And it's so beautiful. Like it sounds like as you evolve, your work evolves. And so this isn't just something that you're just teaching, you're actually living it.
Yes. And for everyone listening right now, what Amy said was just so important, that as we evolve, our work evolves, as we evolve, our family evolves. There's always that ripple effect. And it's just so important for us to always just keep doing our work and to make it as habitual as brushing our teeth, and that we're always moving forward in our growth and inviting opportunities for us to look at ourselves from a different point of view, and to ask ourselves, what if I didn't think this? And what if I thought this instead? And just to see where that leads.
I love that. And you just touched on this a little bit, but how has the Heal Your Life work supported you through these transitions in your life?
Oh my goodness. I honestly don't know what I would have done without it. I'll give you a little bit of backstory. If you're listening to this podcast, you're interested in Heal Your Life. So I'll indulge myself and go back. And honestly, I'm not exactly sure how old I was, but somewhere in that 18, 19, 20 years old, when I was first introduced to this work, and it felt like home. It really did. I read the book You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. And I found in that book someone who thought like me, felt like me, talked like me, or how I aspired to be. And what I knew in my deepest self was truth. And so throughout the years, like all of us, through my 20s, through my 30s, I bounced around a lot. Sometimes I was really following the philosophies and the principles and, living my absolute best life. And then there was other times I was on the other end of that spectrum, and that's okay. That's just part of that evolving as a human. And we live long enough, we get the blessing of evolving as a human. And so then I would say really in my late 30s to early 40s, I became very serious about my own growth. And really just by doing so, I now have this backing in that I 100% believe in what I feel, say, do, think. And I know that I have the power within me to make the changes that I need to make, and that I'm the thinker in my own mind, and that I can make those changes. I'm not a victim of circumstance. And I love that for myself, and I love that for everyone listening. And honestly, if that's the one thing that you take away from this today, you're the thinker in your mind, and that you are creating your own life, and you can paint that picture.
I love that. And it's such a good reminder. And I know that you support others quite a bit. And so when you are guiding others in this work, how do you reset, recenter, keep your energy aligned?
This is so important. So first off, I have really a strong daily habit first thing in the morning. I get up and I get my cup of inspiration from the Keurig machine. And so, and I sit in my absolute favorite chair that has my journal beside me, and I journal first thing in the morning. And for example, this morning I was journaling about how a person can choose to live a life of grace and calmness and um, having systems in place that support you. Or a person can choose to live in chaos and be more reactive. Obviously, you all know which is the better choice there. And so just having that to set the tone for the day, I think is probably one of my strongest practices in supporting myself. And I am a big believer in taking care of ourselves physically, staying active, getting that movement in, eating foods that are right for you and healthy for you, and then also trying to support really good sleep habits as well. And I think that when we are fueling ourselves this way, the universe responds, Creator responds, God responds with opportunity that we're ready for. And so when opportunity does knock, and that door is open, we're ready to go through.
Mm, yeah, so powerful. I love that reminder of daily habits. They're so important.
Yes,
Yes.
don't get me started.
So what can listeners expect from Heal Your Life Talk Radio going forward? Do you have any themes, series, guests coming up?
Yeah, so what I'm really looking to do, first of all, one of the things I'm really wanting to do is have a bit of a stronger male presence on the show. So more male guests is what I'm looking for. I want to be interviewing the movers and the shakers, people who have things going on in their world. I've got some people in the queue. One person who is retiring from one career, moving into another person who is in the process of writing her book on the changes that have happened in her life. Someone else who has just overcome a battle with cancer as a young mom and everything that's helping her to stay supported and to stay on track. And so really talking to people from all walks of life, professional counselors on ways that we can support ourselves, and that when things come up in life, they're setbacks, uh, temporary, that we can then just use to move forward, and really providing a well-rounded um, tool belt, let's call it, for the listeners. And so even though we're going to have that same theme on healing your life, it'll still be exciting because you never know exactly what you're going to get.
So true. I love that. And how can listeners be a part of this community? Not just tuning in, but engaging with the work as well.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I don't even really know where to start with that question. First of all, I guess there is a website about the Heal Your Life training, which is thetraining.ca. There you can be listening to the podcast anywhere where podcasts are, but mainly Spotify, Apple. There's a big history there. The YouTube channel. So the YouTube channel is Heal Your Life Training. And so getting familiar with the videos there, there's amazing resources there. I think there's somewhere around 125 videos there, based in the Heal Your Life work. And we'll be adding video podcasts to there as well. So there'll always be new content. So make sure you hit subscribe there. Let's see, where else? I think those are our main ones. We have a Facebook group, and motivational quotes and affirmations for inspiration. Is that right, Amy?
Yes.
Okay. And Amy you post to that every day, inspirational affirmations and so on. And that's a very active community, as well as the main Heal Your Life training Facebook page. So again, Heal Your Life training, the important word behind that for that type of information. For the podcast, it's always Heal Your Life Talk Radio Show. Yeah,
Thank
and you can
you.
always reach out too. Like, I love receiving emails from listeners, and it's simple to reach me, Victoria at thetraining.ca. I'd love to answer your questions there or in the comments on the YouTube videos.
Great. Okay. And any messages on your heart right now for someone who's listening who might be struggling or struggling to believe that healing isn't possible or is possible?
All right, so I think that in the times of my life when I have felt the most overwhelmed, and like the universe just kept hitting me with things, and I'm like, enough already. I'm strong enough. I don't need to be any stronger. And I think something that's been really helpful for me is um, that self-love piece. And I know that, when I think back to when I was young, I would have never believed that I would love myself. Like really love myself, not just say the words, but really love myself. And so I would encourage anyone that is struggling to keep working on that self-love. So even things like doing, just going to the mirror and looking in your own eyes and connecting, and, just saying something nice, and the honoring yourself through any sort of habit throughout the day. Um, just to really keep yourself grounded in who you are. Because once we have that self-love piece locked in, then, whatever comes, and there's going to be difficult times, like this is not all rainbows and unicorns. There's going to be difficult times, but when you have that self-love locked in, whatever happens, that foundation is there and unshakable.
Mm, so beautiful. And if Louise were sitting here at this table with us today, what do you think she'd say to our listeners?
Oh, that's a good question. She would say, keep going. Just keep going. When things are hard, when things are wonderful, keep going. And she always talked about listening to that inner ding. So, that little inner knowing, paying attention to that and letting that guide you as well.
Mm, ah, what a blessing she is in her work.
Yes, it's so true. It's so
Yeah.
true. We all resonate with different leaders, teachers, and for those of you who resonate with Louise's work, she was very humble about that, in that she knew that, she didn't invent all of this way of thinking, that she wasn't the first to share it or to say it, but she said it in a way that people were attracted to her saying it. Someone else says it in a way that people are attracted to them. And so, again, though, I think what set her apart in my mind is the absolute 100% commitment to loving yourself.
Mm, yeah, so true. Uh, before we wrap up today, how do you feel about a few rapid fire questions?
Oh my gosh. Can I say no? I'm just kidding. Ah. All right, let's go.
Okay. What's on your nightstand right now?
Okay, hair oil, um, my water, I think there's a lip balm, and Life Loves You. Life Loves You is a book that was written by Robert Holdren and Louise Hay. And it's seven spiritual practices for healing your life. I think that's the subtitle. And
Mm,
I had actually forgotten about this book. You know how that goes. Books just kind of get tucked away. And uh, I had uh, I had it like in the back of the bookshelf kind of situation where you've got extra storage of books tucked in behind the books, and I was sorting that out a couple of months ago, and I came across it again, and it's really it's like having it all over brand new, to just be able to look at these different spiritual practices, and they're so relatable and so conversational, and I love that. I'm really not that deep.
Ah, that's exciting. I love knowing what's on your nightstand. Okay, and a Louise Hay affirmation that you return to often.
Okay, this one's easy, because it's the affirmation I love and approve of myself. And I will tell you why this one's important to me. When I am stressed, when I'm grouchy, when I'm judging myself, I will actually go pen to paper and write, I love and approve of myself. So let me tell you what this looks like. Um, so say I'm judging myself. I was only going to take like 3 months vacation from the podcast, and it's been 9 months, 12 months, whatever, it has gone by. And like, how did I do that? I was so dedicated to that podcast, and judge, 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 right? And I'll write, I love and approve of myself. And I've got these gritted teeth, right? And I'm holding my pencil like a caveman. and, and then, and each time I find it gets a little softer. And, it doesn't take many. I love and approve of myself. Maybe by 8 or 9 or 10, I'm like, yeah, I love and approve of myself. I love and approve of myself. And I find peace. So that is absolutely my most effective well-rounded, good for any situation affirmation.
Mm, awesome. It's such a good reminder and such a great one just to have with you in your back pocket for those moments.
Yes, it's so true. Yes, and I'm lending it to all of you. Please, please use that affirmation. It's an amazing one.
Mhm. All right, last question. One thing your teenage self would never believe about your life today.
Oh, well, I was going to say we made it, but I want to clarify that I don't mean that materialistically or anything like that. I would say my teenage self would be like, "Are you kidding? We survived that?" Yes, we did. We made it. We made it. We made it to the other side. We made it to where life, even with challenges, is very, very good. And we just kept going, and we have the skills now to handle what comes up. We don't have to self-destruct and self-sabotage every time.
What a great reflection for all of us.
Some people are like, oh, those high school years, they were just the best. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
We're all on our own path.
That's exactly it. We all have our own experience.
This has been so fun being on the other end of the podcast, interviewing you. Any last things before we wrap up?
Well, sure. I will say from the point of view of a guest, it's been a little scary. Uh, so now I understand more when my guests say, "Oh, I'm scared," and I say, "Oh, don't worry, it's fine. We're just going to chat." But now I understand that nervousness. But I also want to say a huge thank you. Do you know that even though we haven't put out a new episode in so long, the listener base is so strong. And every week I get emails on how many downloads there were this week and so on. And I'm just so grateful for you all for going back and listening to the older podcast and digging around in there and finding your favorite episodes and just continuing to support the podcast. I do not do this for any monetary gain whatsoever. I just do this to add goodness to the world. And so knowing that people are listening and benefiting from it just absolutely makes it all worthwhile. So thank you so much to each and every listener and viewer. Thank you.
Thank you, Victoria.
Oh, it's been my pleasure. Thank you.